welcome. Maybe you have noticed that the Iceland's landscape are very beautiful, mysterious, but there is something missing on them. And that thing that is missing are the trees. And for me it was a very intriguing question why Iceland doesn't have trees in the wild. I dig a little bit on the web and I found some very interesting aspects related to many factors that have influenced this kind of mysteries. And well, let's debate, let's talk about. Of course, I want to know yours, also your opinion, and drop down some comments. And if you are from Iceland, it will be perfect just to bring us some clues and hints. Right, let's start. A few factors, like I said. First, one, it's ancient volcanic activity. Iceland's frequent volcanic eruptions have historical covered large areas of lava and ash millions of years ago, which have destroyed everything in their paths, including forests. And because the main base of the soil is composed from lava, forests are prevented somehow to grow normally. Well, this is an ongoing natural challenge. This is the main fact, but there are also others factors that influenced this kind of weird thing missing the trees on the Icelandic landscape. Well, genetic adaptation of plants species. Research is ongoing into how native and non-native tree species can adapt to the Iceland's unique conditions and climate. This is somehow the key of further science to solve it in order for a future successful reforestation. And because I mentioned climate, well, the climate changes had and have a complex effect on Iceland environment. While warmer temperatures might seem to favor growth, changes in precipitations, patterns, and extreme weather, and shifting ecosystems create new challenges in reforestations. And the fourth aspect is cultural and societal influences. Historically, Icelandic culture has adapted to treeless landscape, relying on imported timber and alternative building materials. Maybe this is one kind of reason some historical factors and environmental ones. Early human settlements and deforestations. When the Norse settlers arrived in Iceland, that was in 1874 AD, they found a land that was covered in birch forests and scrub. It's estimated about 25 to 30% of Iceland was forested at that time. These settlers, the Norse, cleared much of the forest for timber, firewood, and to create grazing land for their livestock. Overgrazing by sheep significantly contributed to the destruction of the native vegetations. Another factor is the soil erosion. The volcanic soil in Iceland is highly susceptible for erosion, especially after the removal of vegetations. The soil became much more erodible. Without trees and plants to stabilize the soil, erosion can become rampant, making it difficulty to reforest. Iceland, it's the land of winds, and wind erosion particularly have strong influences on the Icelandic landscape. And this is combined with subarctic climate. Well, due to the geographical position of Iceland in subarctic area with cool summers and long cold winters, this climate it's not very friendly with the tree species. But there is a hope, and that hope is there are plans and campaigns of reforestations in some areas. Since 20th century, there have been significant efforts to reforest parts of Iceland, mostly the parts that are human connected. The Icelandic Forest Service was established in 1907, and that institution was especially created to promote forestry and reclaim the lost woodlands. Native species like birch trees, as well as non-native species such as Siberian larch and Sitka spruce, have been planted in various regions, especially the urban areas. And this project gave a positive impact, but also they have a varying degree of success due to the environmental conditions like and soil. Despite these efforts, reforestation in Iceland faces numerous challenges because the volcanic soil is very poor in minerals. The harsh climate, the winds, and the grazing pressure from the sheep. Well, reforestation projects often require significant human intervention and protection measures. As a conclusion, the lack of trees in Iceland is a combination of historical human activity, environmental conditions, and ongoing natural processes. There are numerous challenges remain in the campaign of reforestation of vast areas in Iceland. Understanding these unknown aspects, such as genetic adaptation and climate changes, well, this is some factors, some unknown things that need to be solved by the scientist in order to successfully reforest Iceland. But by the way, in some urban areas, in some towns, some trees are well planted, and especially birch trees are very well kept. So I have saw some roads and also some house yards that have trees on them, but the trees are missing from the wild in the vast areas of landscape. Well, I hope this type of ASMR subject, maybe it's not very appealing for some of you, my dear viewers, but I wanted also to, let's say, touch this topic in order to see if if it's a successful one. I want to cover a lot of a very vast range of topics to my channel, so many these kind of subjects will be posted as ASMR videos in the future. Thank you very much, and of course it's time to subscribe if you aren't. It will improve my mood, my morale. It will give me courage to continue and so on. And it's the only support that I'm asking for.